Okay, scrolling through the comments. Where was it? Chelsea O says, have you ever made a mech tutorial? If not, can you make one, please? Yeah, okay, so I'll just do it quick. How to draw mechs. I'm going to make this very simple. First, you got to understand how mechanical things work. So the best thing I could recommend is look at construction vehicles or things that have real functioning mechanical things. So if you've ever seen John Park's MECHS or his tutorial, is really useful. So I mean, most things usually have some kind of functioning whatever, you know. Okay, you got like gears and stuff, but what I'm drawing here is some kind of apparatus that this goes into that, right? Like this, right? And then you get a feel for functionality. Functionality is where mechs start to look successful, or you know, they start to work. And so you know, what you immediately see when you do something like this is you're like, oh yeah, well, okay, well this thing definitely swings back and forth, right? And then like you're like, okay, well that's simple, let's add some more. And then you could be like, okay, well let's put another one over here, right? And maybe there's a big box on top. It's starting to look like a ATST from Star Wars. And then maybe if we draw through a little dotted line, on the bottom side of this thing there's another circular thing, and that connects to that somehow, right? And then now we know that this thing turns this way and that way. And it's called a mech because it's mechanical, right? So the more mechanical things you have, the more it feels like a mech. Let's change the shape of that so that's not too Star Warsy. Let's make it round, right? Like a flying saucer. All right, cool. And all right, so that's more mechanical stuff. Maybe how about a gun, right? So we add another circular thing, and let's add a big plank something, you know, and then through these visual cues we know that this is going to turn up and down. Wait, whatever, you get the idea, right? Now we can attach something to it, right? Now we could put one on the other side. Does that line up? No. Who cares? Add another box and be like, oh yeah, pew 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 pew, right? And then, you know, you could add more. I don't even know what these are called. Pivot points, bones, structure. I don't know. So maybe, and you can look at dogs or real legs and see how they work. And these points are the most important parts, right? Because they indicate functionality. And so there it is, right? And so, like, you know, that's pretty basic, kind of boring. But from here you can start to come up with different things. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. And so you can come up with all these different shapes, you know, and have fun with it, and be like, oh, well, that silhouette looks cool. Let's lower the opacity and start adding functionality. So maybe if we have a cylindrical pivot point there, and then, you know, maybe it's a big armored shield wing thing. I don't know. And put some legs, maybe, and then, yeah, and just like have fun with it, right? And what happens is like you start to do a little bit of problem solving, like, and then you're like, okay, well, how does a spider mech work? And from the top, maybe you have, and this is the top view, you have a cylindrical thing here, 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 and then you have the legs come out like this, right? And if you were to draw that in perspective, you know, you got those, and we know that if you look at real spiders, they have the legs coming out like this or something. You know, there's all different kinds of spiders, of course. Stab. Okay, and then, but the thing is, well, now they go this way and that way, but they also go up, right? So you have to add another one so that it goes this way and that way. And then maybe another one here, and then here, etc. right? And that's how you come up with mechanical looking things. Now this is a very obviously quick tutorial. It's not in depth. If you want to stick around, in the future I'll have a lot of, I'm actually making a website, and I'll be putting up classroom type tutorials, and you can support me and buy them if you want. But right now we're just gonna keep it straightforward, to the point with this stuff, right? And then this is where like creativity comes into place, because what if, like, okay, you have the underlying mechanical structure, but you want it to look more organic. You can actually clad it or cover it up with other stuff. You know, maybe there's armor plating, right? Or maybe you know, it's like these mechanical parts or whatever, they might look cool, but if they didn't have the underlying structures of these mechanical elements, then it would just look stupid, right? So yeah, hope that this is a quick on-the-go, quick tip tutorial on how to draw MECHS. Anyway, stay tuned for more. This is Ahmed Aldoori. I can't even say my own name. Ahmed Aldoori here, and I hope you enjoyed this and all that stuff. Happy 2016. We made it. Good job, everyone. We didn't all die. I'm just kind of messing around with this. I was going to add a shadow, you know, some bzzz, maybe add some like insect wings. Buzz. Oh, it's starting to look like a skull. That's pretty cool, right? And that's the thing. Like when you're doing this kind of stuff, you start to explore and get creative with stuff, and be like, oh, well, this looks like that. Or maybe we could just, you know, make this out of a completely bones. Like, look at that. Oh, yeah, here we go. Anyway, that's stupid. Okay, all right, over and out. Click.